I want to tell you a little story, which is a true story. So almost 100 years ago, a little girl named Alice Smith was born, and she grew up in Groton on a farm called Smith Farm on a street called Smith Street. And when she was little, she came to this church with her family every single Sunday morning. Yes, this church. And she always sat in the same place, which was way far back, not in the back, but far back near that last window on the right-hand side. And Alice, I think, she didn't say this, but I think she maybe sometimes got a little bit bored in church. So she spent a lot of time counting the panes of glass in her window. She called it her window. She also spent a lot of time looking outside at the trees since she was little, and the pew walls are so high, which you know that it is hard to see anything. But in those days, kids were supposed to be very still and quiet in church, and they didn't come up here for a story, and they weren't supposed to stand on the pews so that they could actually see anything. Alice grew up. She married a man named David May in 1950, right here, which is probably before most of your parents were born. And they moved to Virginia, but she always remembered this church, and she always loved this church, and she still has a painting of it in her living room. Well, she's almost 100 years old. And recently, she gave us a big gift of money to help pay for our new windows that we had built. Remember last year we had plywood on one side, and then we had plywood on the other side because we were having new windows made. Old glass, but new windows. So our new windows are all done, and we want to thank Mrs. May for helping us to get these windows. So we have a couple of posters that will hold up, and I'm going to invite everybody to stand as they are able, and Cindy is going to come up and take a photo. So Alice can't travel anymore, so we're going to take a picture and send it to her of our thank you. Okay, hold on. Okay, I think I need some big children for... Big child. Oh, that one doesn't have any on it. Okay, so will the people who are in the pews move closer to the center so we can get everybody? And we're going to hold our posters up high, and on the count of 3... Actually, if your kids can hold the posters. Oh, maybe not high, maybe low? Oh. Okay, hold your posters low. Hold your posters low. Oh, this is so good. Okay, I'm going to count to 3, and we're going to all yell. I can't see the writing on that. Thank you. There we go. There we go. Thank you, Mrs. May. On the count of 3, thank you, Mrs. May. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Mrs. May.